Hey there, it's Carla here from C-Law Plans, and I am here today to do a plan with me in my MakseLife. I'm actually going to be doing the month of February, and I will also be doing the first week of February as well. So this month I felt like I had kind of like a lot of little random things going on, and so I decided to use some sticky notes for pre-planning. I've never been really big into pre-planning, and I did a post on Instagram about pre-planning and what I feel like it is. And I did get one question that they didn't quite understand because they're like, okay, well, that's just planning. And yes, it is. So my explanation was I am a really visual person where I need to know kind of where things go, and I need to try and have a mental image of what it's going to look like when it's on paper, just because I like things to look pretty. It doesn't always end up that way, but I really do like things to be aesthetically appealing for me. And so I decided to try and do that this weekend. I'm not 100% sure I fell in love with it. I did like the mental image of where everything was going to go. However, I did still make a couple of mistakes, which is totally fine. But normally with my monthly planning, I actually have that long running sticky note, and I put one of those in my month planner or in the months every single month, the very first day I get my planner. And so I have one of those sticky notes in every single month of this entire planner. And every time I schedule something, or if something pops up or I need to add something, I actually just write it on the sticky note. And then when I go to put everything in the month, I can choose on a color or a theme or a sticker kit or washi that I want to use and kind of go around that just to make it a little bit more aesthetically appealing for me and my preference. And so I didn't do that this time, and so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. I ended up actually highlighting a couple too many times on one day. I forgot something on one day because I took the sticky note off too soon and it wasn't written on the long sticky note on the sidebar. So it was just kind of a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. It's part of planning, and it didn't really bother me too much in the end. And so I did end up just sticking with the pink for February. I've never been a really big pink person. However, I am trying to embrace the pink, and I know it's totally cliche that everything is pink in February, but because I'm not a big pink person, I really wanted to try and see how everything looked. Another thing with this month is it is Black History Month, and I am going to try my hardest to do some self-education this month. I also have two kids. I have a first grader and a pre-K kid as well. And I do know that the curriculum for my first grader is going to include a lot of Black history for the entire month, but I'm going to just supplement a lot of that. So I have a library book list of children books that I'm going to get from the library. Our library is actually really cool because they have a drive-through, which during COVID is extremely convenient. And so they have an app, and you can request books on an app. If it's not at that particular library, they will actually bring it from another library to your location. They send you an email saying everything is ready, and you can just go through the drive-through and pick up your items. And then when you drop them off, the slot that you put them in is in a different room, and they actually let everything sit there for 3 to 5 days. And so I don't know if it's 3 or 5. They just say 3 to 5 on the website. And then once it's there for 3 to 5 days, they wipe everything down because all of our library books have that plastic kind of sleeve over the actual cover itself. So I'm pretty comfortable with library books here. And of course, because it's a drive-through, it is extremely convenient, and I absolutely love it. So I'm just finishing up with my monthly view here, and then I'm going to move over into my weekly view. Again, I tried the pre-planning thing, and again, I'm just not 100% sure I'm sold on it, but I am doing a little bit different planning this time. I cannot remember the person I found on Instagram. I think that they actually posted in the MakseLife Facebook group first. I will try my hardest to find the post again and then add their link and information down at the bottom. But she kind of had a layout that was similar to my goal tracking that I've had in the past. And instead of doing a large highlight across the entire week with a banner header, she just made everything a checklist. And I loved the way it looked. And so I decided that I wanted to try it. And if you don't know the MakseLife colors, the yellow color is everything for personal. I didn't really know what color to use for appointments and school stuff. I guess I could have used the work and learning or a different color, but for some reason I just went with yellow for the personal, but it's okay. So I do have my daughter's Zoom schedules written up at the top. Her schedule changed yet again. I feel like it's changing almost every week. And to be honest, it's just getting exhausting. But I also know that I need to be understanding that the teachers need to change schedules too. And so luckily I'm a full-time mom, and it is very easy for me to adjust our schedule to our kids' school schedule. And so I am just happy that our teacher is finding her flow and trying to figure out how to remotely teach 21 kids, because I couldn't even imagine. All props and shout outs to every teacher that is out there, because I thought that teaching would be impossible. I'm remote learning and I still have a syllabus to go off of, but it is rough. And so it is definitely difficult teaching kids, but we're working through it. It's all good. We're day by day. And so I have all of that. And then here I am doing an IG takeover. So one of my goals for 2021 was to be more involved in the planning community. So I really wanted to try and find a unique way to support other creators and get to know some of the people that I follow and some of the people that follow me as well. So one of my ideas was to invite people 1 to 2 times a month to come take over my account. So I've done one already. As of right now, for the first quarter, I have somebody scheduled every 2 weeks to do a takeover on my account, and I am having so much fun with it. So not only does that get the opportunity to have them introduced to other people as well in the community, but it kind of gives me an opportunity to get to know more people and to support them and kind of uplift them as well. And so I am going to be doing that every 2 weeks for the first quarter, and then I am hopefully going to continue that throughout the entire year. And so the next thing that I'm working on here with my items and checklists is all of my home maintenance and cleaning. And so I have done a post in the MakseLife Facebook group, but I do have kind of a cleaning routine that I like to try and keep up with. And I try and do a little bit of cleaning every single day. Again, I do have 2 children, so hopefully I can get them to love it as much as I love it. Cleaning for me is definitely a form of self-care. I love the feeling of having a clean and tidy home. I don't always necessarily love the act of cleaning. There are definitely some chores that I love to do, and there's some chores that I dread to do. One of my favorite chores is actually vacuuming the carpet and scrubbing the hardwood floors. For some reason, I feel like if my floors are clean and my counters in my kitchen are clean, I feel like I magically have a clean home. I know that's not the case, but my least favorite chore is actually dusting. I can't stand dusting. It takes forever. There's so many surfaces in a home that need to be dusted. And so I usually try and break up that into dusting upstairs one day and dusting downstairs the other day. And so I don't even know if I put dusting on this week because I hate it that much, but it's okay. I've got kids. I can easily hand them a Swiffer and they love to help me dust. And so they think that it's a lot of fun too. And then I have a goal also to start reading more. I have actually been obsessed with Grey's Anatomy, and I hate to admit, but I have replaced all of my reading right now with watching Grey's Anatomy. And so I'm really hoping that if I put down in my spread that I'm going to actually track a page count or a page number that I'm on, I'm really hoping that visually that's going to give me the reminder to actually read, because I want to be able to see that page number go up, and I want to be able to see the progression of my reading, because reading for me is extremely important. especially because I am going to be doing a lot of self-educating this month. I have been trying to keep up with self-education for the entire year of 2020, but it has been difficult because some days is just like survival mode and some weeks or even months have just become survivor mode. And so I'm hoping that having that in the spread instead of just on the habit tracker, I'm hoping that I will be able to get back into reading. So you see that I'm going back to my schedule up at the top because I reviewed my goals or weekly actions for the week and I forgot to add this. So Jay Shetty is an author of a book called Think Like a Monk, and I'm actually in the process of reading that book right now. And he sent out an email that was saying that he is doing a free workshop on Facebook and you can join for free. And it has a workbook that you can go through as well. And he has live Facebook meeting type things every single day starting on the 3rd. And so if I can't attend it live, which chances are I'm not going to be able to, it's up there so I can remember to watch it at the end of the day. I am hoping that he records it and is going to post it after the actual live part. Sorry, I kind of lost my words there for a second. And so another box that I'm adding here is I'm not really a big sports person, but I live in the state of Kansas. The Chiefs are going to go to the Super Bowl, and so it's just kind of a fun thing to write down. The Chiefs actually won the Super Bowl last year, and it was kind of insane. Like the town actually went completely crazy. They even closed the schools on a weekday because the Chiefs were going to have a parade downtown. This was before COVID. And so they were going to have a parade downtown and they closed the schools so people could go to the parade. It was insane. And so that happened last year. And I just wanted to mark that they got into the Super Bowl again because it is, especially if you're living here in the city, it is like a really nice memory to kind of look back on and to just realize that it was a big deal for Kansas City in order to get to the Super Bowl, not only once, but twice in 2 years. So I thought that that would be fun to kind of add to the spread as well. And so I am just finishing up my habits that I want to try and work on this week. And then I'm going to start working on my sidebar of all of the things that I want to try and get accomplished this week, but I don't necessarily know exactly what day I am going to do them. And so the first thing you'll see is monthly chores. So in the back of my planner, I have my cleaning list of everything that I want to complete in a week, in a month, and I also have like quarterly and seasonally lists. Oh my gosh, I didn't say that right. Seasonal lists? That's right. And so the first week of the month is when I try and get all of my monthly stuff done, which is sanitizing the dishwasher, sanitizing the washing machine, shampooing the carpets, dusting the baseboards, fans, all of that stuff that I feel like doesn't need to be done every single week that can go to once a month. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up my sidebar here, and then I'm going to just review everything, make sure that I've got everything written down where I want it, and then I will just go ahead and be done for my week. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, find me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'd be more than happy to chat with you. And thank you so much for watching, and have a good rest of your day.